Saturday. So after like 1 million years of not doing birthdays, I'm going to do them. Up first in the line of birthdays, we have somebody named Al. He is turning 16 and he has asked me to do my best impression of a Power Ranger transformation, so... Ah! Look at me, I'm a big and powerful Megazord from Power Rangers that I just transformed into. Next we have LYDCD and Lil Air. They had birthdays. We have Kimmy MG0, who turned 17. Next, Kieran Tarazona, you commented on my disco video saying that you were just going to replay it, pretending that I was dancing in celebration of your adulthood. Well, what is a Transtastic video without me dancing in it at some point? So I'm just going to dance, and it's actually going to be in celebration of your adulthood. I don't have music in my basement. I'm so good at writing songs, but I probably shouldn't quit my day job. Just kidding, I don't have a job. So Holes is a Banana also had a birthday, and they asked me to draw a duck. I accidentally ripped it, but if you want this, I am not lying. If you give me your address, I will mail you this beautiful duck. Not that you actually want it, but I will save it until I get a response, which probably means forever. Finally, Alex Haney had a birthday, and he's been in multiple videos of mine. He was the one who did the transgender calendar that I was in, and he didn't ask me to do anything, so I'll just flash him. There you go. That's for you. Happy birthday. Oh wait, there's more. How not to be a recluse. I'm eccentric. So this week we're talking about how to not be a recluse, which I already said, but you probably weren't listening because I didn't have my pants on. So a long time ago, it was actually my very first video on this channel, I did like a coming out / how I realized I was trans video story, but basically I was talking about how I was so disturbingly shy that I actually could not even use words around people, really. And a lot of my insecurities around people, it had to do with me being trans and me not being out. So there's really nothing I could do to make myself be more outgoing other than come out. People who like can hold conversations with people and like they function fairly normal in society, you're gonna look at this list that I've come up with and you're gonna say, that's really weird, that sounds really extreme. So to all my really disturbingly quiet, don't talk to people, people don't even know what your voice sounds like even after knowing you for like 3 years, people, this video is for you. So here you are, and there is something, whether it's being trans or something else that's holding you back, that you can't change in the immediate future, so you are stuck. What can you do to feel like you are included in society? Because for me, well, I loved people, I just could not function around them. I made a list. These are the things I did to at least include myself a little bit. This is what kept me sane. The first thing is to involve yourself in a crowd. I mean, if you find yourself in an area with a large body of people, and there's some sort of mutual activity being performed, do it with them. An easy example, the cafeteria, the lunchroom, like in high school. And a fight breaks out, and then like the entire lunchroom rushes over to the fight to watch it. Don't just stay where you are and eat your lunch, go over there. You don't have to approve of fighting, you don't even have to actually see the fight. You can be just that like short kid in the back that can't see anything that's going on. All that matters is that you're involved in the crowd, that you're part of it. And then when like the teacher comes and like scatters everyone, you get to scatter with them, and you have just shared an experience with people. Because when people interact with the crowd, they're interacting with you because you're part of the crowd. Like anyone you make eye contact with, that's a connection. And obviously I'm not just talking about school fights. This works for slow clap, the wave. You know, if the crowd does something, do it with them. It's easy and you don't actually have to interact with anyone. You can be alone and still be with people. The one crowd thing that I still can never do, it still makes my palms sweat, is the cha-cha slide. I'm afraid of the cha-cha slide. The next thing is hang out with your parents. If your parents are the kind of parents that you can like stand being with them, then stand being with them more than you usually do, because it is possible to have a very good time with your parents, and if you are the kind of person who does not have conversations with other people, it might be very necessary for your mental health to just talk to your parents. It doesn't have to be about your feelings, it doesn't even have to be about your day. You could talk about the color of the wallpaper. I know that if you're a person that can't talk to anyone, you can usually still talk to your parents because you've grown up with them. They basically taught you how to talk, so if you can't talk to your parents, then maybe you actually didn't even learn how to talk. Next, you need to take advantage of fleeting interactions. You know, people that you will never see again, that you only see for a short period of time. Smile at someone walking down the street. If someone drops something somewhere, pick it up for them. Make eye contact. Let's say you're on a bus and you hit a really large bump, something that like everyone notices. Make eye contact with someone and be like, whoa, that was a bump. Don't say, whoa, that was a bump, or you can, but if you can't, make the face the whoa, that was a bump face. You know, those really outgoing people who like go down a line of people and want high fives. You've never seen them before in your life and you'll never see him again. Don't be that guy who does not give him the high five. Give him the high five. Give him the high five. Just trust me. Just trust me. You'll enjoy it. You should be able to have these interactions, the ones that last like 3 seconds. So this next thing is to don't hide your laughter and use your face. So if somebody talks to you, if they're even mildly funny, laugh. I would laugh at like everything anyone said, and I would make faces to respond to whatever they said instead of an actual response. And because I was still having some sort of back and forth like interaction, people would continue to talk to me, would continue trying to form some kind of bond with me because I was at least showing that I was either interested or enjoying their attention. I'm down to my last 2 now. The first one is to just do it. Invest yourself in things before you even have the chance to back out. I joined a rugby team. Go to things. I would go to school dances. Go to football games. I went to midnight releases of video games. Do that. Find something you're interested in. Go to a meetup. Just do something and invest money, invest commitment, something so that you can't back out, and then just do it. Do it alone. You don't need to go in with friends. You don't need to even make friends when you're there. You don't need to talk. There's nothing you need to do, but just do it. It's still an important philosophy to me. If I feel like I should be doing something, just to do it, and maybe it'll go really badly. But if it goes poorly, if you end up being embarrassed by it, you know, you'll live. I'm still here. Things have really backfired on me. And for me, even when I wasn't actually doing anything with any people at these events, they were good experiences for me to get me out of the house and out of my room and out of my head. And the last one, if you do get in over your head, which I've done before, get out. This kind of contradicts what I just said because I'm telling you to do things before you have a chance to back out and invest yourself so you can't back out. But now I'm saying, if you've invested yourself in something and it's really terrible for you, but there's always a way out of things. So backing out of something is never good if you've made a commitment, but you can. You are now the most social person in the world. JK, you are now doing the bare minimum to stay sane. At least that was how it worked for me. And while you're doing all these things, while you're trying to make these little teeny tiny connections so that you don't like die of eternal loneliness or anything, be working towards a bigger solution. This is probably going to be something huge that you're gonna have to put a lot of effort into fixing so that you can be yourself around people, and that is why you need a temporary solution, like smiling at someone on the street. If you do not like people and you think people are a crack of shit, then you don't need to take any steps to be social. But even if you're like the biggest introvert and you don't really like people, but you just would want like a little bit more social interaction that you can't give yourself in your current situation, that's a problem. You need to get yourself to a point where you are as social as you want to be. That doesn't have to be social at all. And once you've fixed some like internal problem, whatever, and then you're good, and then it's good. See you next Saturday.